silence, a word they never took seriously, a force they never truly understood. They've underestimated you, haven't they? In their small, self-absorbed minds, you're a pawn in their little game. They've convinced themselves you're predictable, easy to control, someone who'll dance to their tune whenever they snap their fingers. They throw crumbs of attention your way, smug in the belief that you'll come running, desperate for their scraps, as though their approval is the air you breathe. Maybe you've played their game before. Maybe you've begged for clarity, chased after their fleeting affection, let yourself believe they held the power. Let's not dress it up. Some of you might even be tempted to play again. That little voice in your head whispers, maybe this time it'll be different. But let me stop you right there. That's not hope. That's their trap. They've studied you like a predator studies prey. They've turned your kindness into a leash, your hope into a weapon against you. No more. You are a queen, and queens don't beg, they reign. You don't chase, you don't plead, you rise. Queens set the standard. They don't lower themselves for anyone. So, if you feel the fire in these words, if you're ready to take back your power, show me that this message has touched your soul. Press that like button below this video and let YouTube know this message needs to reach every queen out there searching for strength. And let me tell you something. They think they've built a maze you'll never escape, one where you'll keep running in circles, desperately seeking their validation. But here's what they don't know. The game ends when you stop playing. You're not the person they've pegged you to be. Not anymore. Their confidence in their power over you, it's a mirage. They think they've seen you, but they've only seen the shadow of the warrior you're about to become. Maybe once you gave them your tears, your apologies, your justifications. Maybe you lowered your voice to make them feel big, twisted yourself into knots just to hold on to something that wasn't real. That version of you, gone. Now silence is your weapon. This isn't surrender. This isn't weakness. Silence is strength forged in the fires of your resolve. It's deliberate, calculated. The moment you step back, the rules shift. The power they thought they had crumbles. Their game board falls apart, and suddenly they're left scrambling, unsure of what to do. They depended on your reactions to fuel their ego, but now you've taken away their lifeline. Silence is a mirror, and it's brutal. It forces them to confront what they've been avoiding, their arrogance, selfishness, and empty pride. Let them sit with it. Let them choke on the void you've left behind. Don't give them a word, a glance, or an ounce of your energy. Let your absence scream louder than any words ever could. They expected you to beg, to keep forgiving, to play the part they wrote for you. They never imagined you'd walk away. But when you do, their carefully crafted facade begins to crack. They've built their pride on your reactions, their confidence on your energy. Without you, they're left with nothing but the hollowness of their own reflection. They'll act like they don't care. They'll wear a mask of indifference, but inside, they're falling apart. Every moment they spend without you is a reminder of their failure, because now they're left alone with the one person they can't control, the one person they've been running from all along, themselves. Your silence isn't just a retreat, it's a revolution. It's the storm they never saw coming, and it's going to shake their world to its core. This isn't revenge, it's your awakening. It's about reclaiming your dignity and reminding both them and yourself that you were never a pawn in their game. Silence is your declaration of independence. It doesn't whisper, it roars. You don't control me. This isn't fueled by bitterness or anger, it's powered by clarity. You're done. Done with their games, their ego, their need to feed on your energy. Done giving away the power that was yours all along. As they flail in the emptiness you leave behind, you rise. They once thought they held the strings, that you were theirs to manipulate. But now, you are the storm they never saw coming. Your silence is a tidal wave, crashing down on every assumption they made about you. They'll feel it in every unanswered text, every ignored call, every time they search for you and find nothing but the echo of their own emptiness. But here's the truth. This isn't even about them. It's about you. It's about stepping out of the shadows they cast and standing in the light of your own strength. They thought you were meant to orbit their world, but they never realized you were building your own galaxy. They thought they sat on the throne, but it was always yours. Life isn't about playing their game. It's about creating your own. Picture this, your kingdom, where your peace is the foundation, your power the fortress, and your silence the moat that keeps the chaos out. This is your empire. You don't serve it to anyone else's ego. You rule it unapologetically. They'll never see it coming. They'll never understand how someone they thought they controlled could rise like this. Graceful, unshakable, armored in silence. And that's the beauty of it. Your transformation doesn't need an explanation. Your actions speak louder than their noise ever could. The person you were before, the one who doubted, who begged, who waited, she's gone. The person you are now is a force to be reckoned with. Stronger, wiser, unstoppable. Every step you take away from their chaos is a step closer to your freedom. You are not their puppet. You are not their plaything. You are the ruler of your own life. The throne has always been yours to claim, and the crown is waiting. But understand this, a crown isn't given, it's earned. And the responsibility of that crown, to honor yourself, to guard your peace, and to never let anyone take from you what's rightfully yours. There's a quote, "The lion does not turn around when the small dog barks." That's your energy now. Let them bark. Let them howl. Let them try to claw at the walls of your peace. You keep walking. You are the lion, the ruler of this jungle, and their noise is nothing but a faint hum in the distance. This silence isn't just about walking away. It's about walking towards something greater, a life free from their demands, their chaos, their ego. It's about creating a world where you're surrounded by people who lift you up, who respect you, who value you. The crown is yours. The throne is waiting. But first, you must leave behind the old, the toxic, the small. They thought they had you figured out, but now, as you rise in your silence, they'll realize the truth. They never knew you at all. And it sets you free. The journey begins now. The old you has gone. The unstoppable you has risen. Stand tall, step forward. This is your time to reign. So affirm this with me. I rise in power. Write it in the comments, declare it to the world, and let them see the fire in you. If this speaks to your soul, like this video and subscribe, because this is just the beginning of your reign. Together, we're building a kingdom of strength, one brick of silence at a time. Number 1. Take back your crown. Stop begging, start ruling. Enough is enough. You are a queen, not a beggar. So why are you still acting like you need their approval to live, to breathe, to rise? Their validation isn't the air you need to survive. It's the poison that's been keeping you chained. They've fed you lies for far too long, whispers designed to keep you small. You need me. You can't do this alone. Freedom? That's something I decide for you. Wrong. So wrong. True independence isn't a gift they hand you. It's the crown you place on your own head. It's the kingdom you build with your own hands. And today, you decide, no more crumbs, no more cages, no more waiting for permission to exist. Queens don't ask, they claim. For too long, you've let them write your script. They've kept you as a side character, dependent on their attention to feel worthy. But let's be real. Do they deserve that power? They want you to doubt yourself, because your doubt feeds their control. Your uncertainty keeps them in the spotlight, while you're stuck in the shadows. Well, let me make this clear. It's time to rewrite the story. You are the protagonist, the ruler of your life. Independence means standing tall in your truth and saying, I choose me. It means breaking free from their opinions, their expectations, their chains. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you've always been enough. Here's the hard truth. They don't want you to rise. They want you to stay predictable, small, easy to control. Why? Because their power depends on your dependence. If you need them, they get to stay in control. If you keep running to them for scraps of validation, they get to feel like they're the center of your world. But imagine the moment you stop. Imagine the look on their face when you stop chasing, stop begging, stop playing their twisted little game. Their illusion crumbles. Suddenly, they're left with the terrifying truth. They weren't as powerful as they thought. Their control over you was always a lie, and now you're proving it. When you claim your independence, you shake their entire foundation. The pride they built on your reactions? Gone. The confidence they had in your loyalty? Shattered. They thought they were the center of your world, but now they're scrambling, confused, and powerless. Let me say this loud and clear. You don't need their approval to thrive. You don't need their attention to feel whole. Independence means stepping away from their chaos and creating a life that's entirely yours. Start by asking yourself, what do I truly want? What sets my soul on fire? Maybe you've forgotten because you've been too busy bending to their demands, living for their validation. It's time to remember. Reclaim the parts of yourself you've buried. Take up painting, writing, dancing, exploring, whatever makes you feel alive. If you don't know where to start, try something new. Every small step is a brick in the fortress of your independence. Let's not sugarcoat this. Claiming your independence won't be easy. Change never is. The doubts they've planted will whisper in your ear. The habits they've conditioned you to follow will feel heavy. But every time you push forward, every time you choose yourself over them, you're building strength. Think of it like climbing a mountain. The journey will be steep, the air thin, the weight of old habits dragging at your heels. But when you reach the top, the view is breathtaking. You'll finally see how far you've come, unburdened by the chains you left behind. Picture a bird in a cage. The door has been open all along, but it's forgotten how to fly. That's what they've done to you. They've convinced you that the cage is your home. But you were born to soar. Even if your wings feel weak, even if the sky seems unfamiliar, it's time to leap. Independence isn't just about freedom. It's about rediscovering the flight you were always meant to take. Ralph Waldo Emerson said it best. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. That's the goal, to reclaim yourself. Not the version they shaped, but the one you were destined to be. This isn't about today or tomorrow. This is about building the life you deserve. A life where you wake up every morning knowing you belong. A life where your happiness isn't tied to someone else's approval. A life where you walk into every room like you own it. Not because someone granted you permission, but because you claimed it. You are the foundation of your kingdom, and every brick you lay from here will be stronger than anything you've left behind. Say it with me now. I claim my throne of independence. Write it. Speak it. Let it echo in your soul until it becomes unshakable truth. And if anyone dares to question it, let them. Their opinions are irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the kingdom you're building, the freedom you're claiming, the queen you're becoming. Listen closely. Queens don't beg. Queens don't chase. Queens rise. Let them bark from the sidelines, howl for your attention, try to pull you back into their chaos. You keep walking. You are the lion, the ruler of your jungle, and their noise is nothing but a faint echo. So take a deep breath. Step into your power. Build your empire, one step at a time. Your throne is waiting, and the crown is yours to take. Say it now. I claim my throne of independence. Own it. Live it. The journey begins today, and this is your time to reign. Number 2. You deserve a court that honors you. Start acting like it. How much longer will you keep handing out your energy like it's worthless? Respect is a rare currency, and yet you've been giving it away for free. How many nights have you stayed up late, twisting yourself into knots to please people who couldn't care less? How many times have you sacrificed your peace, bent over backward, and poured your heart into relationships that drained you dry? And for what? Did they honor you? Did they appreciate your efforts? Or did they just take, and take, leaving you empty and questioning your worth? Enough is enough. It's time to redraw the lines of your kingdom. Stop wasting your time and energy on people who see you as an option while you treat them like royalty. You are not some peasant begging for scraps of attention. You are the ruler of your realm. From this day forward, your energy, your presence, your respect are reserved only for those who recognize your worth. True respect doesn't need to be begged for. It's not hollow words or empty compliments. Respect is action. It's shown by those who stand beside you in storms, who listen when you speak, who honor your boundaries without a fight. These are the people worthy of a seat in your court. They don't take, they give. They don't tear you down, they build you up. And anyone who can't meet this standard, they don't deserve to be in your life. Imagine your life as a royal garden. Every person you allow into your space is either nurturing your growth or choking it. The ones who encourage you, who uplift you, who respect you, they're the sunlight and water your garden needs. But the ones who criticize you, who make you question your worth, who leave you drained and doubting, they're weeds, stealing your energy and blocking your light. It's time to clear the weeds. Protect your garden like it's the treasure it is, because it is. You might be afraid to demand respect. You might worry that asking for what you deserve is too much. But let me tell you this, asking for respect is the bare minimum. The people who truly belong in your life won't make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. They'll celebrate them, because boundaries aren't walls, they're invitations. They say, if you can respect me, you're welcome here. If not, you're free to leave. Letting go of the wrong people will hurt at first. It always does. Some of them have been around for years. Cutting ties might feel like breaking a habit you've clung to for too long. But here's the truth. You can't make space for loyal subjects if your kingdom is filled with thieves of your energy. Every moment spent on someone who doesn't respect you is a moment stolen from those who would cherish you. You've been so focused on keeping peace with others that you've forgotten how to protect your own. You've mirrored the energy of the people around you, and if they've been toxic, you've started to believe their lies. But the moment you surround yourself with those who honor you, you'll rediscover your own strength. Their respect will reflect back to you like a mirror, reminding you of your worth every single day. Yes, it will feel lonely at first. When you pull the weeds, the garden may look bare, but that emptiness isn't a loss. It's an opening. It's a space for new life, for the right people to step in, for the kind of relationships that nurture your soul instead of draining it. And when they arrive, trust me, you'll wonder how you ever tolerated less. Picture yourself as a diamond. To the wrong people, you're just a rock, overlooked, stepped on, unappreciated. But to the right people, you're a treasure, a source of awe and admiration. They'll protect your shine and value you for all you're worth. That's the difference between those who deserve to be in your life and those who don't. Maya Angelou said it best. Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. Let that be your compass. The moment you stop prioritizing people who don't respect you is the moment you reclaim your power. That's how you build a life surrounded by loyalty, dignity, and mutual honor. Every time you let go of someone who doesn't respect you, you open the gates for someone better to enter. Every time you demand respect, you teach the world how to treat you. This isn't about bitterness or revenge. It's about self-respect. It's about refusing to settle for less than you deserve. Say this with me. I deserve respect, and I choose to surround myself with those who honor me. Let those words sink deep into your soul. Write them down. Shout them if you need to. This isn't just a mantra, it's a vow. Because the kingdom you're building now, it's one where respect isn't optional, it's required. From this moment forward, spend your time with those who honor your presence, not because you need their validation, but because respect is your birthright. And for those who can't rise to meet your standards, let them watch from the outskirts of your kingdom while you thrive in the company of those who truly see you. I deserve respect, and I choose to surround myself with those who honor me. Say it, own it, live it. The transformation begins now. Build your court wisely and let your kingdom flourish. This is your time to rise. Number 3. Master the art of control. Wield the wisdom of the crown. Let's get one thing straight. They thrive on chaos because it keeps you off balance. Every time you react, whether it's in anger, frustration, or pain, you hand them another piece of your power. They want you emotional, flustered, out of control, because that's how they stay in control. Your tears fuel their ego. Your outbursts make them feel important. But today, it stops. Today, you take back the reins. You are not their puppet. You are a ruler, and it's time you started acting like it. Wielding the wisdom of the crown means ruling over your emotions instead of letting them rule you. It doesn't mean ignoring how you feel. It means commanding those feelings with the same strength and authority you'd use to govern a kingdom. When they hurl insults, play their games, or try to provoke you, they're expecting you to stumble. They're counting on your reaction. But what happens when you don't give it to them? What happens when, instead of lashing out, you stand tall, calm, and composed? They crumble. Your peace becomes their frustration. Your unshakable calm becomes their defeat. Picture this. You're on a battlefield. They charge at you with everything they've got, words like arrows, actions like swords, hoping to make you panic. But instead of flinching, you stand your ground, your crown gleaming under the weight of their assault. They scream, they taunt, they lash out, but you don't move. Why? Because you've learned the ultimate truth. They can't touch you unless you let them. The wisdom of the crown is the strongest weapon you have. It's not just a defense, it's a declaration. You don't engage in petty wars. You let them destroy themselves with their own chaos. Here's the secret. When they spiral out of control, it's not about you. It's about them. Their insecurities, their fragile egos, their fears. They throw it all at you, hoping you'll break. But a true ruler doesn't break. A true ruler sees through the storm and understands that their chaos is nothing more than a reflection of their weakness. But ruling with wisdom doesn't just mean outsmarting them. It starts with knowing yourself. When was the last time you truly sat with your emotions? Not reacting, not running, just understanding. Most people let their feelings run wild, like an unruly mob storming a castle. But you are the ruler. Your emotions are your subjects, not your masters. Master them, and you reclaim your throne. Think of your mind as a royal court. When someone tries to provoke you, they're just a jester, hoping to stir up commotion and steal your focus. But you don't rise from your throne for every petty disturbance. You stay seated, composed, watching their antics fail to sway you. And when they realize they can't control your reactions anymore, their game is over. They thrive on your chaos, but now you are the calm. They crave war, but you rule with silence. Nothing is more unsettling to them than a ruler who won't engage. They'll spiral, desperate to find cracks in your armor, but your strength is unshakable. Your crown doesn't tilt, your throne doesn't shake, and your kingdom remains untouched. So how do you wield this wisdom? Start with awareness. Know your triggers. What makes you lash out? What makes you feel small? Identify the moments when you're tempted to react, and when they come, pause. Take a breath. Count to 3, 10, or however long it takes to regain your composure. In that pause, you reclaim your power. In that pause, you remind yourself that no one, not them, not anyone, can pull you from your throne unless you let them. Your mind is a fortress, and you are its gatekeeper. When someone tries to stir chaos, they're like an invading army banging at the gates. But here's the thing, they only get in if you open the door. Their words? Nothing but arrows falling harmlessly against your walls. Their actions? Storms that can't touch your foundation. You decide who enters. You decide who stays. And you decide who gets turned away. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the essence of ruling with wisdom. You can't control what others do, but you can control how you respond. And that response, or lack of one, is what separates a ruler from a mere subject. When you wield the wisdom of the crown, you're not just protecting your peace, you're building a legacy. Every time you choose calm over chaos, every time you refuse to engage with their nonsense, you reinforce your throne. You show the world and yourself that you are untouchable. Now say it. I rule over my emotions. They do not rule over me. Write it. Speak it. Let it echo in your mind until it becomes the foundation of your power. This is your crown, your kingdom, and no one can take it from you. And here's the part they'll never see coming. When they look at you, calm, composed and unbothered, they'll realize they never truly knew you. They'll see the wisdom in your silence, the strength in your restraint, and that will shake them to their core. I rule over my emotions. They do not rule over me. Say it. Own it. Live it. The wisdom of the crown is yours to wield, and it will guard your peace, your power, and your kingdom. This is your reign, and no one, not their chaos, not their noise, can shake it. Number 4. Step into your power. Forge the armor of presence. Your presence is your first weapon of power. Before you utter a single word, your body speaks for you. Your posture, your movements, your energy, they tell the world who you are. The way you walk into a room, the way you hold your head high, the way you stand tall, it all screams one undeniable message. I belong here, and I am untouchable. This is the armor of presence, and it's time you forged it. Let's not pretend they expect this from you. They've grown used to a version of you that's small, hesitant, unsure. They've convinced themselves that they've broken you, that they've reduced you to a shadow of your true self. But now is the moment you shatter their illusions. When you strengthen your presence, you're not just rewriting how they see you, you're rewriting how you see yourself. Forging the armor of presence is not about vanity or appearances. It's about embodying power. It's about walking like you own the ground beneath your feet, standing like the air around you bends to your will, and carrying yourself like someone who knows their worth. Without saying a single word, you deliver a powerful message. I am here. I am unshakable. Start small, but start now. Straighten your posture. Pull your shoulders back. Lift your chin high. Plant your feet firmly as though they are rooted in the earth itself. When you stand tall, you don't just look powerful, you start to feel powerful. And the science backs this up. Your body language shapes how you perceive yourself. Carry yourself like royalty, and soon your mind will believe it. Picture a lion prowling through its kingdom. It doesn't slink and it doesn't rush. Every step is deliberate, radiating calm, commanding strength. The lion doesn't have to roar to remind others who rules. That's your aim. Not aggression, not arrogance, but quiet, commanding confidence. Every move you make should declare, I belong here, and no one can make me doubt it. But let's go beyond posture. Strengthening your presence starts with strengthening your foundation, your body. This isn't about meeting anyone else's expectations or fitting into some shallow ideal. This is about building a body that matches the strength of your spirit. Hit the gym, go for a run, try yoga, boxing, martial arts, anything that makes you feel alive and powerful. Every push-up, every drop of sweat, every mile you run is a testament to your resilience. You're not just building muscle, you're building a fortress of confidence. And let's be real, it won't always be easy. There will be days when you feel like shrinking back, when the weight feels too heavy, when you want to hide. On those days, remember this: every step forward is a step closer to reclaiming your power. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep showing up. Each time you do, you remind yourself that you are stronger than you think. Think of yourself as a mountain, solid, immovable. Storms may rage, winds may howl, but the mountain doesn't budge. People may try to shake you, to climb you, to tear you down, but your presence remains steady. That's the essence of true strength. Not loud, not flashy, but unbreakable. The ancient Stoics taught, you have control over yourself, and that is all the power you need. Your body is the vessel of that control. When you strengthen it, you're not just creating a physical shield, you're building an unassailable fortress of inner confidence, a fortress no one can breach. Now, say this with me: I forge the armor of my presence. Write it down, speak it aloud. Let it echo in your soul as a reminder of the transformation you're stepping into. This isn't just about how you look, it's about what you're building inside. The unshakable power that no one, not them, not anyone, can take from you. And when they see you like this, when they see you walking into a room with your head high, your shoulders back, exuding quiet strength, they'll feel it. They'll feel the distance between the person you were and the force you've become. They'll realize they never truly knew you, and that realization will shake them to their core. Your transformation isn't just a new chapter, it's a new story entirely. You are stepping into your power, unshackling yourself from the limitations they tried to place on you. Every move you make, every step you take tells the world, I know my worth and I will not settle for less. The best part? You don't need their permission. You don't need their approval. Your presence alone will speak for you. Without a word, it will declare, I am here. I am strong. I am unshakable. So say it again. I forge the armor of my presence. Live it. Own it. Breathe it. Every time you stand tall, every time you move with purpose, you are reinforcing your power. You are reminding the world and yourself that you are a force to be reckoned with. This is your time. This is your transformation. No one can take it from you. The armor of presence is yours to wear, and with it, you'll rise higher than they ever thought possible. Step into your power and let them feel the weight of your presence. Your reign begins now. Number 5. Master your reactions. Wield the shield of sovereignty. They're counting on you to crack. Every sharp word, every sneaky jab, every manipulative twist of the knife, they throw it all at you, expecting you to react. Why? Because your reactions fuel their fire. Every time you plead for understanding, lash out in frustration, or shed a tear, you hand them another piece of your power, and they love it. It's their game, their way of keeping you off balance and in their control. But today, it ends. Today, you wield the shield of sovereignty, mastering the art of non-reaction and taking back every ounce of control they thought they held over you. Non-reaction isn't weakness. It's your greatest weapon. It's not silence born of fear, but silence rooted in strength. It's the unshakable calm of a ruler who refuses to engage in petty skirmishes that don't deserve their energy. When they come at you with chaos, expecting you to crumble, you stand still. When they spiral, trying to drag you into their storm, you remain unmoved. Your calm is their undoing. Your restraint is the end of their game. Think of all the times you've walked away from an argument feeling defeated, regretting how much power you gave them. The guilt, the frustration, the feeling that they got the best of you. It's time to stop. Non-reaction isn't just a shield, it's your liberation. It guards your peace, your dignity, and your energy. Not everyone and not every situation deserves a response. To rule your kingdom wisely is to know when to fight and when to stand tall in silence. Picture a still lake, its surface calm and undisturbed. Someone hurls a stone, expecting ripples and chaos, but the water absorbs the intrusion and remains serene. That's the energy you're cultivating. Non-reaction doesn't mean passivity, it means power, and it terrifies them. They rely on your outbursts to validate their behavior, to fuel their egos. Without your reaction, they're left with nothing but the emptiness of their own actions. This isn't easy work. Non-reaction is a discipline, one of the hardest you'll ever master. It begins with self-awareness. Know your triggers. What makes you lash out? What buttons do they press to make you feel small or defensive? Identify those moments, and when they come, pause. Take a deep breath. Count to 3, or 10, or 100 if you need to. In that pause, you reclaim your throne. In that pause, you remind yourself that no one, not them, not anyone, gets to control your peace. Imagine yourself as a mountain. Winds howl, storms rage, but the mountain doesn't flinch. Insults, provocations, manipulations, they're just passing weather. You don't budge because you don't need to. Non-reaction is your anchor, holding you steady while the world around you rages. But let's be clear. Non-reaction isn't about pretending nothing happened or ignoring the issue. It's about making a conscious decision to protect your energy. It's about recognizing that not every battle is worth your attention and that your peace is worth more than their chaos. Non-reaction isn't retreat. It's the ultimate act of self-respect. Here's the shift that will change everything. When you stop reacting, the power dynamic flips. They'll scramble, trying harder and harder to provoke you. They'll throw everything they've got at you, desperate to get a rise out of you. But their attempts will fall flat. Their words will bounce off your shield. Their actions will be storms that pass without consequence. They'll realize they no longer hold the strings. You've cut them loose. Every time you choose non-reaction, you grow stronger. You become more grounded, more resilient. The words, actions, and games that once rattled you lose their power. They become meaningless noise. You'll walk through life like that mountain, steady, untouchable, sovereign. Say it with me. I choose calm over chaos. Let those words sink in. Write them down. Declare them every time you feel the urge to react. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You're choosing your peace over their drama, your strength over their weakness, your control over their chaos. This isn't just about them, it's about you. Non-reaction doesn't just protect you from their games, it transforms you. Each time you choose calm over chaos, you become a stronger, more centered version of yourself. You reclaim the energy you once wasted on battles that didn't matter. You walk with more confidence, more dignity, more power. They'll notice. Oh, they'll notice. They'll see you standing tall, calm and composed, while they flail and spiral. And that will be their reckoning. The person they once manipulated, provoked and controlled has risen above them, untouchable. Let them crumble under the weight of their own chaos, while you rise with grace and sovereignty. Say it again. I choose calm over chaos. Say it until it's etched into your very soul. Live it. Own it. Because this is your power now, and no one, not them, not anyone, can take it from you. Number 6. Fortify your inner court. Build a fortress of loyalty. The people in your life are like the bricks in the walls of your castle. They either fortify your kingdom or leave it vulnerable to attack. There's no middle ground. If you've been pouring your time and energy into relationships that leave you feeling drained, undervalued, or disrespected, it's time to take action. Your inner court isn't about quantity, it's about quality. It's about surrounding yourself with those who protect your kingdom, not those who chip away at it. Be honest with yourself. How many people have you held on to just because they've always been there, even when their presence has brought nothing but doubt, frustration, or pain? How many times have you justified keeping someone close simply because of shared history, even as they eroded your confidence and dimmed your light? That ends today. Building a strong inner court begins with facing a hard truth. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Your inner court should be your sanctuary. This is where you go to feel safe, to be vulnerable, to dream without fear, and to celebrate your victories without envy. These are the people who show up when it matters most. They listen without judgment, encourage you to rise higher, and believe in your potential, even when you doubt it yourself. They don't fear your success. They celebrate it. They're not nourished by your failures. They're your loudest cheerleaders when you rise. Think of your life as a garden. Every person you allow into it either nurtures your growth or stunts it. Some people are sunlight and water, helping you flourish. Others are weeds, suffocating your roots, stealing your strength, and blocking your light. It's time to pull the weeds. It's time to let the light back in. You don't need anyone in your life who dims your brilliance or stifles your growth. Let's not sugarcoat it. This won't be easy. Letting go of people, especially those who've been in your life for years, can feel like tearing down something familiar. But here's the truth. Every time you release someone who doesn't honor your worth, you create space for someone who will. Every weed you pull from your garden makes room for new life to grow. Rebuilding your inner court requires trust. Trust that when you clear out the toxic, the loyal will arrive. Surround yourself with allies who inspire you. Seek out people who see your value, who challenge you to grow, and who stand strong beside you when life gets hard. Science proves that we reflect the energy of the people we surround ourselves with. If you want to grow, walk with those who are growing. If you want strength, stand beside the strong. Their energy will amplify yours, helping you become the ruler you were born to be. This is your moment to rebuild. Take a good, hard look at your inner circle. Who truly deserves to stay? Who lifts you up and who drags you down? Be ruthless. Be decisive. This isn't about being cruel. It's about survival. Your energy, your time, and your peace are too valuable to waste on people who don't respect them. Say this with me. I build a court of loyalty and strength. Write it down. Declare it. Let it become your mantra. This isn't just a step. It's the foundation of your reign. You are the ruler of your time, your energy, your presence. Only those who honor that deserve a place in your court. And here's the reward. When you surround yourself with those who truly see and support you, your entire kingdom will thrive. You'll feel it in every decision you make, every step you take, every success you achieve. The right people won't weigh you down. They'll help you soar. They'll help you dream bigger, stand taller, and face challenges with unshakable courage. Remember, this isn't about shutting people out. It's about letting the right ones in. The ones who help you build, who respect your boundaries, who remind you of your strength when you forget. This is your kingdom, and it deserves to be protected. I build a court of loyalty and strength. Say it, believe it, live it. Because when you guard your kingdom fiercely and choose your inner court wisely, you'll watch your life transform under the light of true support and respect. This is your time. This is your reign. Rise boldly and let your inner court help you rule. So, my friends, your boundaries are the gates to your kingdom, and not everyone deserves entry. Protect your peace, your energy, and your worth like the treasures they are. The wrong people will call your boundaries selfish, but that's only because they can no longer take advantage. Let them howl outside the walls while you thrive within. Build your kingdom wisely, with respect and loyalty as the foundation. If this message resonated, press the like button to claim your power, subscribe for more strength-filled content, and share this with every queen who needs to guard her kingdom fiercely. Your reign begins now.